All right, folks, this week we are working on mapping and we're going to do a collaborative mapping exercise similar to your Timeline.js assignments. It's even from the same group. We'll be back at Night Lab, but instead of Timeline.js, we'll be working with StorymapJS. And so in this short video, we're going to look at how to step-by-step complete this assignment. So first, before you open up any tool, before you do anything else, select a place that's local, that you care about, that you want to write about. A lot like your value statement, the point here is to say, what do I care about? Because that will be a more successful final product. And so even before you go to Night Lab, select that place, and you want to then write 100 to 200 words describing that place as though writing to a high school senior. And then when you're crafting that, think about, why does this place matter to you? Write that in a Word file, save it, because that's what you'll turn in to let me know that I should take a look at the shared map and find your particular space in it. Do that first. Take care of that first. Have it ready, so that way if there's any sort of technical difficulties, you have that major component finished. Now, once you're done with that, that's when we start taking that information and plotting it on the shared map. Once you have your place analysis written and saved, you're going to navigate to storymap.nightlab.com. Just click that link. It should open a new tab for you. StoryMap is a lot like Timeline.js in the sense that what it does is it takes your data. Timeline.js is historical data, dates, and StoryMap, it's spatial data, points on a map, and allows you to make a story with it. Normally, you want some sort of like narrative going on, some sort of itinerary. This could be a trip that's planned. This could be a past migration or a narrative of a historical event. We're not going to be able to quite do that because you're all going to be choosing places that matter to you, but it'll work for someone to click through because it works like a slide where you have the map with all the points, and then you're able to see an image and a heading and text, and you can click through that and go through the different areas on it. So this is what we're going to make together. Now, where Timeline.js worked with a Google Sheet, this one has an interface, and you'll need to log into it, and you'll use our class Gmail account. So once you're in here, you'll click this green Make a Story Map. But before you do that, go ahead and scroll through here because like other places on Night Lab, they give you some tips and tricks to explain how does this work. So this is a place you can go back to see how to do this, what kind of media works, if you forget anything from this video. Once you've done that and you're ready, click Make a Story Map. And it's going to come up and say sign in with Google. So in this class, if you want to, if you would prefer to use your own account, usually that's fine. In this case, we really need you to use the class account because we have a shared map. The reason why I offer all these class accounts in other cases is just to protect your privacy and give you the chance to say, no, I don't want to give my information away. But in this case, you really need to use the class one and can't use your own as an alternative option because we need to be in the shared space together. So you'll click sign in with Google. Then when that pops up, go back to the assignment and here's the username. Go ahead and copy that. Go back to signing in. And it already has it there, but let's go ahead and just paste that. Go to next. It'll ask for that password. I strongly suggest copying this because those are zeros. Just because it wasn't clear, go ahead and copy this. Make sure you don't get any spaces around it. That's a pretty common thing that happens when we have a shared password. Paste that. You can even double check it. There it is. Click next, and that should give you access to StorymapJS. There we go. Don't make a new one. I mean, you could if you wanted to play around and try to see how it works, or if you want to use this in the future, you're welcome to use this login for your final project too. But for this time, make sure to click right here for English 2040. That'll be our shared map. And once you're in, you'll see this interface where we have the map, we have areas down here that add text and multimodal information like images and YouTube videos, things like that. So you'll see the heading area, the text area for your description, a place to put a link to any sort of image or YouTube video or anything like that, or you can upload it, place for credit, and caption. This is the kind of stuff you're going to fill in. And what I've done is I've already centered us on the local region by adding a welcome one and the university. So what you're going to do is whatever's next, don't delete any ones, please. Don't move anything around. Just wherever you are in the order of it, whenever you come into the shared space, just click this Add Slide button on the left navigation menu. Once you do that, you're going to search for your location. So you can put in an address. For some things, you can start searching for its name and it'll pop up. And let's say if you have something where it's a sort of natural place in a region and you have coordinates, you can put those in. As you can see, it's showing you right there. So what I'm going to put in is the Riverfront Park. There we go. No, not Omaha, not Arizona, not Fort Worth. There we go. And you'll notice if you put in some coordinates and it gets you somewhere else and it makes the map really big, you can try it again. So it'll show you where it's going to be. Then once you have that, see the slide is untitled, that's your slide. You'll want to add in whatever you want to call it. Maybe the location. Then you want to just paste that document you already did. Just paste your place analysis here. That would be sufficient. There is some rich text formatting. You add links, you can do bold and italics. It should be HTML response. That doesn't always work though, not required for this assessment. Then what you'll need is to add some sort of media. We don't just want text, we want this to be multimodal. We want to add a richness and things in there with different multimodal content. And like Timeline.js, you can add YouTube videos, you can SoundCloud links, you can add images, and really Wikimedia is your friend because those are already vetted to be Creative Commons. So let's say I go into Google and I look up the park. And I think, oh, I want an image, but I need to make sure the image is something I have access to. I don't want to take an image that someone else has copyright for. You are welcome to, by the way, to go around this. I think would be the ideal is take a picture yourself. You own the copyright. And then you can just upload. And the credit is you. And you put whatever rights you want to retain for yourself. And then the caption can be, well, what are we looking at? So let's say I look it up and I'm thinking, oh, I want to see the different images. Now, I don't know who owns these images, and you have to be careful. Just assume, always assume. Here's a cardinal rule for the interwebs. If you can't prove you have access to it, you have to assume someone else retains full rights and has copyright to it. Safest thing when it goes to image search. So how do I know? I have to click through all these and figure it out? No, that would take a lot of time. I go to Tools. Once I'm in Tools, Usage Rights. Creative Commons. Creative Commons means that the owner has the copyright. That person is giving you specific powers where you can use it. And it maybe they say, hey, you can use this, but you have to give me attribution. Or you can use this, but you can't sell it. Things like that. And now, once I'm in here, I can decide which picture I want. And you know what? These Wikimedia Commons ones, those are probably going to be really good for you because we go in there. Let's actually visit it because someone will have given you all the information you need. Once you're in this area with it, if you're still in the wrapper where it's like the really large image and you don't have all this information, you should be able to click in further. And what I mean by that is if you're in that media viewer. So if it comes up this way, you want to open up in more details. And then you want to click use this file on the web. File URL, use that. That'll be your friend because you can copy that and go in right here. There we go. And it should show up in the media here. To give you a preview so you can see that, okay, I did that right. Go back for the credit. We have attribution. And see, this is this person's username. Usernames are completely fine in this environment because that's the information we have about the person who had ownership of this image. And this person is saying this Creative Commons give attribution, share like. Share like means if I change it, then I can't try to copyright it because I use something that's already licensed as Creative Commons. You just copy all of that. Go back. There's the credit. And then click after and say trail at Stevens State Park. And I just realized I wasn't being critical. I probably just went to Stevens State Park, which is north of Riverfront Park. And so maybe I'm thinking, you know what? I like that though. So I'm going to change it and say Stevens State Park. And I'm going to do that here. Stevens State Park. See, it moved it for me, moved it north. And that's kind of a way you aren't really locked in. And then go ahead and press save there. Now, while we're in a shared space, you could run into some trouble. And so let's say sometimes with StoryMap, it'll say, oh, someone else is in here and they're saving. If you run into any problems in this collaborative space, here's what I want you to do. I want you to save all of this stuff into that file you saved in the first place, okay? Put that in the file. And so if you run into any trouble here and it's like 11:30, the night that it's due, go ahead and turn that file in and you'll be on time. In worst case scenario, I can see if I need to enter it for you, but then try to later on to go back in because I probably won't be looking at it that day. But so to take yourself, make sure that you show that you've got the work done. You can always put all this information into that file. You're going to submit a Word file to the class to show me that you're ready for me to take a look at it. As always, email me, let me know if you have any questions on it, if it's causing you trouble. These sort of collaborative environments can be like that. And that's really part of the troubleshooting and part of the care work we have to do with our code work in the digital humanities.